I'm never going to give up acting. I'm going to be acting until the day I die or in pursuing directing. But the focus, and maybe a lot of it comes from the philanthropy part, but realizing that what we're all searching for, we have this idea, I want to be famous, I want to be active. And I'm not doing it to be famous. It's just fame is a result of being a great actor, but I do it truly for the art. If I could survive off of it and just doing local theater, I would do that because, I'm into the art. But even on the local theater side, we're pursuing acting or pursuing any craft, and we have this idea of how it's going to make us feel when we achieve it. And people are not realizing that you should focus more on that feeling that you're desiring and not what you think is going to give you that feeling, And that's where I'm at these days, is trying to focus on that feeling that I think is going to be on the other side of me achieving this milestone.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to transition to that.
Welcome to Outside the Bell Curve, a show for those who just can't seem to color inside the lines. I'm Heather, and I talk to folks with cool jobs, wild stories, and a habit of choosing the unexpected. From curious nomads to digital creatives, swapped those, and everything in between, this is space for those redefining success on their own terms. So let's explore what it looks like to live outside the bell curve.
Pain still?
Yeah.
Oh, so jealous. Today?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God, goddamn.
I came through New York just to be like, hi. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to.
It's so inspiring. Like, you inspire me.
I don't know what I'm doing.
That's the inspiring part, the fearlessness of it.
Everyone's like, where are you going to live? What are you doing for work? I'm like, I can answer half of that. The best way to put it is like, you watch Friends?
Yeah, I've seen shows of it. Yeah, episodes of it.
There's an episode where they ask Phoebe if she has a plan. And she goes, I don't have a plan.
In the plan?
I don't even have a plan. Everyone's like, what do you mean you don't know where you're going to live? I don't know where I'm going to live.
Which area?
I'm going to go to Valencia and then kind of hop about from there. But since I only have 3 months, because one, that's how long you can go without a visa, I need to buy my return ticket home today so I don't get stopped at the airport.
Actually, I heard some type of hack. You do the 3 months, and then somehow before your last 2 weeks, you apply for something else. Yeah.
Well, there's a digital nomad visa.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do. But the reason why I was going to apply for that in November when I first got back from Australia. But my friend Shayna was like, nope, wait till you get here, decide what you want to do. And also it just saves you time and money.
Yeah, Barcelona's on my list. I haven't been there yet, but I want to.
I'm looking at you because I'm like, what do you mean you haven't been there? You lived in Germany.
I have. I actually just want to go for the Soho House. I hear the Soho House is nice.
In Barcelona?
Yeah,
can you? I don't have a membership, so can you come to Barcelona so we can go to Soho House together?
Just for Soho House.
That's the plan.
I do want to go to Barcelona. I hear it's a beautiful city. And I hear it's more authentic than some of the other, like Madrid. Madrid's a little bit more commercialized.
I haven't been. I don't know.
It's beautiful, buildings-wise, aesthetically.
So you've been to Madrid, but you haven't been to Barcelona.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't have my priorities straight.
It's like when you're from that place. Like, I've never been to Miami.
Yeah. You still haven't been to Miami?
I know. I still haven't been.
Wow.
No, I don't really care.
Yeah. You're not missing anything.
That's how I feel.
What you see on camera is what you get.
I'm stereotyping, but I'm not a partier.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that, like, if I go to Miami, it's like, let's go to the club. Can I wear this?
There's multiple paths you could take, but it's definitely heavy on the party side.
Yeah.
I actually used to not like Miami because of the party side. And I would party, but the crash and the come down afterwards would just hurt. And I used to be like, man, I don't like it here. This is pointless to come here, get, party, and then feel like I'm dying for 3 days afterwards. It's just not fun.
No. But Art Basel sounds fun.
It is. That's why I went to that changed my mind.
Yeah, you just went.
Yeah, that changed my mind about Miami. I started seeing more culture. I was like, hey, it's sounding nice down here.
Did you have fun?
I did. It was an amazing time. Went to Soho House. They had a party on the beach, and it was cool. Went to other events, too, that was more for Art Basel, and met some friends, dope exhibits, great networking. It's hard to get into some events, though. They're very tight-knit now. It has changed a little bit over the years, but it's still fun.
No, how did you have a hard time getting in?
Yeah, I mean, last minute planning, but
same.
Knowing friends, but there's always a way.
Yeah.
And also the Latin culture is huge there, and that also changed my perspective because now I go and I feel like it's not United States. It feels different. It feels a little bit, culturally different and more warm and welcoming to me. So
do you speak also? I'm probably Do you want to move your mic a little bit closer to you, maybe?
Yeah.
Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, a little bit.
And you also speak German.
Yeah.
What else do you speak?
That's it. I studied Portuguese for a little bit. And then I switched to Spanish at that time because I was like, this will probably get me further than Portuguese. But I do
Yeah.
like Portuguese because I love going to Brazil and Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
even though they speak differently.
Yeah. But it's like if you're going to Spain and Mexico,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's still Spanish, just different
Just
slang.
different. Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's get into it
Yeah.
because we're already into it.
Oh, okay.
I love it. Okay.
Making it natural flow.
Yeah, exactly.
No more convo.
No, you said no more convo?
No, normal convo. Like just a
Great.
normal
I was like,
conversation.
I was just shooting the shit. Today we have Marcus Brandon, or do you go with Marcus Lorenzo Brandon?
I go by whatever people call me.
I know.
So many first names.
Because I also feel like your LinkedIn and your IMDb are different, but they might
Yeah.
be the same.
Nah, I think they're different.
There's also another actor online who goes by Marcus Lorenzo, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's
maybe
this imposter? I was like, that's not who I know.
Imposter. Yeah, it's all first names. I'm in first names, so people have called me each one throughout my life. So.
And I think I might swap sometimes. I think sometimes I might call you Marcus and sometimes I call you Brandon.
Yeah, probably.
Just depends on my mood that day.
Tends to happen. I answer either way.
So Marcus is an incredible actor.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he's very talented. He does a lot of things outside of the acting world, from security to consulting, and he's been on some of your favorite TV shows, such as Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah, woo, shout out to Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah, I know. The first episode I accidentally watched. Well, there's no spoilers here, but I was like, great, I'm seeing Marcus in this show now. And then you got offed.
Just like that? That quick.
I didn't know I was watching season 2 when I was on the flight.
Yeah.
I was like, late. Oh.
That's hilarious. But I was on there for the season prior to that. It was an amazing journey while I was there.
I know that
But
now.
you should go back and watch the rest. I think you'll like it.
So Marcus, tell us a little bit about you, your life from growing up in, don't tell me. I have Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee, you got it. Tennessee's a kind of random state sometimes when people, you associate some people with certain areas. So a lot of people don't look at me and think Tennessee right away. But
yeah, well, I knew it was the South.
Yeah.
And I think I knew it was, I was like, it's not Arkansas. It's not Alabama. It's somewhere cool. Yeah. Tennessee's pretty cool.
Yes, Tennessee. Although I was born in Kentucky, Fort Knox, Kentucky, of all places, the home of the gold, or wherever they keep the gold, they say, gold vault. I was born there, but my dad was in the military, so quickly we moved to Germany within like the first 2 years of my life. I was already traveling the world.
Yeah.
And then, but my parents settled down in Tennessee, so I do consider Tennessee my home outside of New York.
How old were you when you left Germany?
It was in spurts. So we would go there for like 3 or 4 years, come back to United States, and then for a year or two, go right back to Germany for another few years. And we did that about 3 times. So the last time I was there, or when I left on the last time, I was about 12, 13.
What was that like growing up? Like, do you feel like you were able to make friendships that lasted? Like, do you have childhood friends?
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Do I have childhood friends? I do have childhood friends, but there are pros and cons to the lifestyle, like anybody else's life. I did miss growing up around my cousins consistently. There was times when I did live with them, but I don't have the stories of, since kindergarten, we had this and that. So I don't have those stories, but I do have more of a plethora of friends than most people usually have growing up. And social media has made it easier to at least stay in contact from a distance.
Yeah.
So I do have those friends, but I've also grew up used to things being temporary. And hey, yeah, which helped me be present in the moment to say, I'm enjoying this for what it is now, even though I know someday this is going to change, probably pretty soon. So pros and cons.
Growing up before social media, since you mentioned now it's so much easier with social media, I remember having pen pals when we were little. Like, they're like, hey, everybody's going to get a pen pal from this far off country. Did you have pen pals when you were
I
younger?
did. I loved that stuff as a kid, like having a pen pal in some far off foreign country or a continent that's across the waters. I would always sign up for those. And then some of my friends would also become, I guess, pen pals once we would move. and we would stay in touch as much as we can. A lot of those friends were also kids of military members who were used to the lifestyle. So we bonded in those ways. And some of the kids that would meet with lifelong friends or friends from like Netherlands, Amsterdam, or throughout Europe that I would stay in touch with where
Yeah.
possible, you know, through the parents or something, or writing letters, things like that. But
Don't you miss that? Like writing somebody a letter?
I do. There's something very, you know, is intimate way of communication. It takes intention, takes thought. That it's like, dang, they care.
I'm going to write you a letter.
Please don't tease me. I'll take the letter.
No, next week, within this month.
Yeah.
I don't want to put myself on a timeline. Within this month, I will write you a letter.
Okay. I'm gonna look for the mailbox. But it depends on where you're at in the world. You're always traveling and
Yeah.
a global nomad.
You might not be able to write me one, but I can write you one.
We'll figure it out.
Oh, okay, how did you go from, because that's interesting. How did you, I personally don't know many people who grew up in the military. I know it's a interesting, different lifestyle, and like you have your own schools on bases, correct? So, how did you go from, and I just remembered this as you were talking, that you actually played college football and then
I did.
semi-professional football in Canada?
Yeah. No, I
In Europe?
chose to forego playing football in Canada. So summary of it all, you have a great memory, by the way.
Thanks.
We might actually be friends with the man
I don't
that
know
you
if we
got.
are.
You don't know. It's still up for negotiation.
I'm still deciding.
Yeah. So I did play football. I didn't start playing football, American football, until high school.
Wait, so does that mean you played soccer growing up?
No,
In rugby?
I wanted to. I always wanted to play rugby, but they don't have it around here like that. Not in Tennessee and places, but I did want to play.
But in Germany they do. No?
They probably do. I didn't have it, or maybe I wasn't aware.
Anyways.
I wanted to play hockey when I was in Germany,
Oh,
ice
yeah.
hockey, but the next rink was like 2 hours away. And my parents was like, nah, that's not happening.
Mhm.
Started playing football, excelled at the sports, and just based off of genetics and size, I was like, football is probably the best one to give me a potential future. So, and luckily I got a scholarship to Middle Tennessee State, D1 football program, played well there, and pursued a couple teams professionally. One of the teams wanted me to develop more and wanted me to go to Canada to develop. And I was just passionate about acting. I was like, I just want to act. And if I went to the NFL, I had a plan. I was going to stay 3 to 5 years, you know, try to preserve some of my health, my body, not getting beat up too much. And I was going to be an actor either way.
Yeah.
So eventually.
Who is it? I remember seeing, I want to go back to this, but I'm just thinking about people who are athletes and maybe in college and want to still pursue the arts, because it's so hard being a college athlete.
Oh.
That's your entire life, especially now with
Yeah.
the NIL and getting paid. But I remember,
Which I'm so jealous of. But
yeah, all right. like I would have benefited from that. But I remember in one of the bowl games most recently with Texas, one of the athletes is an actor, and like Matthew McConaughey is like really kind of like guiding him through being a collegiate athlete and pursuing acting.
Yeah.
And like that would have been so cool had that been available to you.
You know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. It would have been very beneficial, and I'm glad they have that now for the people that are coming up now.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
it
mean, that
is
might be a
important.
one-off, but
Yeah, but it's there, right?
Yeah.
And there's resources for people there. And if people are searching for ways to know how to balance both, there's resources there for it, which is a beautiful thing. For me, I actually originally studied acting as a major. That was my first major at Middle Tennessee State, and I quickly was like, I'm always a very rational person or practical. And I look at my path that I'm going to go to. I like, which one's going to work out the best? Maybe it's the Capricorn in me. I don't know. But I was like, with me studying or majoring in acting in Middle Tennessee State University may not set me up for the financial security or the future that comfort I want for myself. Not knocking it for anybody else. If that's what you want to do, by all means do it. But for me, I felt like it wasn't the best path. So I forgo that as a major and switched to computer engineering. But at that time, like you said, I was very busy with football. It was morning practice, conditioning, afternoon practice. Depending on the year, you're very busy. Didn't have a lot of time for partying in the fall during the season, and definitely didn't have time, or at least was not aware that I had any time for creative, you know, arts outside of my own.
Because if you're a theater major in
Yeah.
college, like you have
Uh,
productions
yeah, it's a
and
lot
you
of
have
work.
rehearsals every night.
Yeah, on top of reading plays and doing reports on these plays and books that you're doing, it's not just getting on the stage and being able to perform. You really study, the craft of art.
Yeah. So how did you come to, I guess, your plan out of college? Because it sounds like your plan A was college, NFL 3 to 5 years, and then you decided, no,
Yeah.
I'm going to go full on into acting after being a computer science major. Were you prepared to like step into the world of acting? Like, were you doing things on the back end to be like, oh, okay, this is exactly what I'm going to do?
Yeah, not in a way of knowing exactly what I was going to do, but I was definitely very thoughtful on which would project me further. I come from humble beginnings. My parents come from humble beginnings, so financial security was huge for me. It's like I don't want to struggle in life. I wanted some comfort. Money's not everything, and I realize that more and more. The older I get, to me, financial security is important. I'm just a different person if I don't feel secure monetarily. So I was doing computer engineer. Well, I switched to security, cybersecurity, information
Mhm.
security, which was taken off in those first few years that I came out of college. It was kind of a brand new niche as far as being established in companies. So I started working for the government in that, and that was what kept me afloat and allowed me to explore. Luckily, I had worked for companies that gave me somewhat of the time and space to be able to explore acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask how you balanced that full-time career with pursuing acting. Were you in New York at that time?
No, I was in DC. I was in DC, which
Okay.
made a big difference. And at that time, not to age myself, but at that time, too wasn't as big and there wasn't like as you were not able to do as much from home as you are today or
Mm-hmm.
locally as you are today. Today, there's platforms you can create art and put it up there for people to at least observe and at least gain a following. Then there were possibilities to do it, but it wasn't as prevalent as today. So I realized at that time you had to be in a mecca, either Los Angeles or New York. So
Mm-hmm.
eventually I came to New York because I was like, I need to be in the heart
Yeah.
of this.
Because I feel like some people might think DC could kind of be a heart of that, but
Yeah.
it's not.
It could have been. Maybe I didn't know. I was doing the
I don't know.
old, what they say, throw the spaghetti at the wall, hope it
See what
sticks.
sticks?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was just like acting. Whatever I saw actors say, actors was like, you should do background work. So I started trying to just
Yeah.
do background work. They was like, do this. And whatever successful actors said, I tried and was trying to just make
Mm-hmm.
it happen, at least get around knowing people. And which is the biggest part, I think, is building your tribe, your
Yeah.
circle in anything you do, whether it's arts or entrepreneurship or doing podcasts or things like that. The
Mm-hmm.
more you build your tribe in that arena, the further you will go, the more knowledge you gain. And that's what happened when I got to New York. I got around actors and people
Yeah.
who had experience and had other friends, and the knowledge just built from there.
Yeah. How was it moving to New York from DC and throwing yourself fully into the creative world?
It was like coming home. I loved it. And me growing up as a military brat is the term they call it. I was different than most kids, just the way I operate and just because I was exposed to a lot of different culturally lifestyles. So me growing up, I was always a little different from my peers. And I felt like when I came to New York, it was just a lot of everybody. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think there's anyone that cannot fit in New York, or at least cannot find their space that they can fill in New York. And there's not a lot of cities like that that I felt, or that I've been to. So it felt like coming home, especially with the arts. So it was a no-brainer. It definitely gave me some type of relief. In DC, there's theater and there's the conservatories that you can study at, but it didn't feel like the arts that are
Yeah.
here and the theater scene that's here.
What did your peers think about you, especially, I guess, maybe your athletic peers and your family, making that transition into a full-time creative, which is a
Yeah.
very unknown and very, not pun intended, but unsecure world?
Very insecure at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were their thoughts on that?
I think for the people who know me, they were not surprised. I think if they grew up knowing me or been around me for a while, they know I'm very ambitious, many endeavors, and always striving to do something new. I'm always having ideas, always wanting to achieve something else. Even with arts or acting, it's not the end of it all for me. This is
Yeah.
just one path that I want to take in this lifestyle. A very important path, a path I'm very passionate about, but there's so much more I want to do. Like I want to go into other countries and do trips where, philanthropic trips where I can help out kids or help build schools or help cities, recover different things. I just want to be able to give back in the world
Yeah.
and have value that way and show value in that way, because at the end of the day, it's is left. We gotta stick together. Not to sound super deep, but
No, it's
I gotta,
100%. Yeah, we have to. I don't even need to say especially now. It's because it's always now, but
yeah,
we
yeah,
have to.
more so than before.
Do you feel like you are in the pursuit of these paths currently at this moment, or is this something that is brewing in the brain
With
with
the
the philanthropic endeavors or getting out there and
I'm not
giving back?
I do stuff a lot locally. Especially when I first came, I was participating with New York Cares, which is a great organization, and they do a lot of volunteer opportunities. If you're in New York, and I'm not even getting paid to say this, but if you're in New York and you want to volunteer, look up New York Cares. It's a great avenue to go. And so in that way, I do. In general, I'm just a giving person. So when it comes to friends or family, I try to help or give where I can. But to answer your question, I'm not where I would hope to be or want to be or desire to be in my philanthropy, but I plan to.
Well, I put you on the spot right there. And
Yeah.
also, we're always striving forward. So,
Yeah,
like, and just
exactly.
the,
Yeah.
I think even just the fact that you have it as a thought
Hmm.
when I don't want to speak for everybody, but like sometimes I don't, not everybody has that as a thought that's top of mind.
Yeah,
So even though
yeah.
that, even just that you're thinking about it is huge.
Yeah, well, thank you.
And it
Thank you. I
sounds like
appreciate that.
everything that you think about, you're gonna pursue. So with that, how did you, well, okay, you get to New York, you start pursuing acting. Where did your acting career lead you parallel? You can say parallel or just on its own
Mm,
to your cybersecurity career because you were an entrepreneur
yeah,
starting your own business, but you're also starting your own business because if you're an actor, you are
you own
your
a
own
business.
business.
100%.
How did you do those in conjunction with one another, and where did acting lead you?
I think that goes back to for me, the athletic days. And speaking on athletes who are creatives, I think there's a lot you could take from being athletic or being in some type of sport because it deals with discipline, the need to be disciplined, the need to work as a team or as an individual when needed. And there was just a lot of traits that I took over into my acting world. And that has helped me succeed. So I think naturally it balances itself out just because of those traits.
Hmm.
And when you're an entrepreneur, you do have a little bit more flexibility if it's established, your business is established for you to control your time
Mhm.
and to allow you even more freedom to go shoot a movie or film when needed.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite medium? Do you prefer being on stage or do you prefer being on camera?
As the artist in me, my favorite is the stage. That's the
Mhm.
artist in me. The actor and the person who wants to achieve as much as I can loves film, loves TV, loves the screen. But I'm trying to be a Hollywood blockbuster actor.
Well, you're already on your way
I'm
there.
already on my way.
Tell us about some of your favorite roles, some wild stories from set or from stage, or just like, a time that you felt really successful, or maybe a time that you like really flopped and you learned from that flop.
Yeah, getting into the tea now. um, there's so many actors that I love to watch. I can't even name them all. And I'm also not the best with names, so I'm not going to butcher any names, but I do want to hope to be mentioned one day, or I will be mentioned one day amongst the Viola Davis, the Meryl Streeps, the Daniel Day-Lewis, the Will Smiths, the Denzels. I want those conversations to happen, and then they say, "Oh, and Marcus,"
Yeah.
the Marcus Brandons.
I mean, she was just in the studio the other day. I don't know if she was sitting there,
Yeah,
but
gave me the
maybe.
energy. Taking the energy. But those are some of my favorite. I hope to follow those paths. And the reason why I did a lot of theater when I moved to New York was because the Daniel Day-Lewis and Meryl Streeps and Denzel say start in theater to build your craft. All the
Mhm.
greats do a lot of theater. So that was a big motivation for that, driving that path. And then what was the original question?
Like a
Oh, yeah,
favorite
the
role
T.
that you've done or a favorite time on set or project, favorite
Yeah.
project.
One set that had me nervous was for a show on HBO. I don't want to give too many details because I don't want to
That's okay.
be that guy.
It's an
Somebody
HBO
be like,
show.
hey. He's ratting
NDAs.
us out. But I was on the show, and this was kind of when I was first starting out, and I was super excited. First, I was like, I gotta make sure I look my best, I'm gonna be on screen. I need to make sure my face card is on point, And I don't have the most knowledge in grooming, but I do my best to look good. And I got this new cream because I was like, I looked on social media or something, got something that passed by and said, this is a magical cream. It's going to make your face look amazing. I got the cream, started applying it. The next day I woke up and there was like these burnt spots all over my face.
Did
and
you
I
do this the night before going to set? No offense, this is something a boy would do.
Yeah.
Like,
like I said, I'm guilty.
I feel like as a woman, I'm like, let me test this out a week ahead of time.
Not at all. I dove in. I was like, oh yeah, leather that up. Let's go. I was like, I'm going to be pretty tomorrow. And I woke up with the burnt spots and I was like, no, what am I going to do? And I had to go to set. And they makeup saved me, so it was all good. But still, I was nervous because I was like, "Damn, this is not what I thought it was going to be." Wrote a bad review.
Painful.
Yeah, it was a little painful, and I wrote a bad review. I don't even write reviews often, but this one deserved a bad review. I needed to make sure that nobody else was going to use this product. Then I got to set, and it was a rush. I got into my room, my trailer, and the script wasn't there, and I thought, oh, well. I guess things, it is what it is. It must be from the audition.
There's a rewrite or something.
Yeah. So, and next thing you know, they're rushing me down. I told people I don't have the script. They're like, oh, we'll figure it out. Next thing you know, it's time to go on set. So I'm like, cool, let's go on set. I'm walking through the people, the background that's on there, the extras, and we're chit-chatting, walking through. I get to my scene. And, when in the earlier days, you can be a little timid and a little nervous. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm respectful and have my spot. And then it was like, okay, we're going to rehearse. So they come over and the main characters come out and they're like, hey, welcome to set, blah, blah. We get in the circles. They said, rehearse, go. Everyone starts saying their lines. And I'm just looking at the crew. I'm just like, it gets to me and everyone's looking at me. And I'm just like, oh, I don't have the script. What are we supposed to do? Luckily, the director that day was very nice. And she was like, don't worry about it. And she started, having a little rant, but she was like, don't worry about it. Get Marcus the script now. Blah, 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 blah. We got together. I have heard horror stories of some people not being as nice, but luckily I had a nice person who helped me out.
Who effed up?
Who effed up?
Yeah, like who didn't get you the script?
I don't know who it was. I don't know who.
Because you told several people from the time you got there, I don't have the script.
Yeah, I told a lot of people, some
You're
PAs.
For 6 cents.
Yeah. So, and I will say I don't want to mess up her name. I think her last name is Watson, Erica Watson. She was a director that day, amazing woman. And she looked out for me, and amazing director as well. She looked out for me. She made sure I got a script. She was like, don't worry about it. We're going to give you some time. You got this. For some reason, I don't know if it's a superpower, but I'm really good at memorizing things instantly. Yeah. So if you give me a script, it's going to take a couple seconds, minutes, or whatever, and I'll be good to go. So I don't need that much time. I'm good. So I read it, boom, 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 got my words. We got through it. Everything was good, worked out, and that was it. But man, was I nervous not having the script when they said, let's go.
I think I would shit my pants if they got to me on set. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I've heard of people losing their jobs when they're not, they don't know the words on this.
Never getting hired in this town.
Right. Luckily for mine, it ended up being a good experience.
You survived.
Yeah, I survived.
And then you went on to do other really cool things.
Yes. Always other cool things. Always great things. I'm looking forward to what's to come next. And those times like that do prepare you for, mishaps that are not planned. So learning experience, what they say, Hakuna Matata. I just saw Lion King. That's why.
Wonderful phrase. I saw a warthog.
You saw one in real life?
A few weeks ago.
Oh my goodness.
At the zoo I was like, is that the end? At the zoo in Arizona. And I was like, it's smaller than I would expect.
I don't think I've ever seen one in real life.
I think it was my first time. Honestly, I think it kind of looked, was I in Arizona? Yeah. It kind of looked like a javelina.
Yeah.
But a little bit bigger.
But
I think when I see Pumbaa and the Lion King, I'm thinking of, I've seen the Broadway show, but like years and years ago. But like when I see him in animated, I think he's going to be like the size of like a hippopotamus.
They make them seem that way.
Isn't it? It's not just me, right?
No.
But then you also forget that, is it a meerkat? Is that what?
Yeah.
Those are actually like tiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like Pumbaa in real life, if you're also thinking he's huge, he's like this tall. That's
from the ground or from the table?
From the ground.
Yeah. All right.
So he's like this tall.
Yeah.
And like this. He's a big pig.
Yeah.
But maybe I saw an infant. Maybe.
We would have to look this up.
Yeah, I didn't see a full grown, what did I call it? A warthog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not going to run at full speed and knock you over. Not like in Lion King.
Yeah, I don't think so. And definitely not like, I think those are the most dangerous mammals. Is it a mammal?
I've heard,
yeah.
I've heard that they're very dangerous.
Like that will, like I think you'd be more danger near a hippo than you would a lion.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Don't put my name on that. I don't know facts.
Well, I learned that some cultures in Africa regard lions. Okay, they love hyenas because hyenas keep everything in check. They're keeping the disease in check because they're eating that shit and they're getting it out. So like it's not getting to us. And that some of them regard lions as lazy. And they're like, oh, this lion. All they do is lay around all day. But they're like hyenas, they're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah. Don't quote me on this.
Yeah, we gotta respect the hyenas.
Yeah. I like to read the little placards when I go to the zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that too. I like to do that at art museums.
Yeah.
People don't read the little,
Yeah, so it takes me forever. Like I went to the Whitney the other day and I had gone a few months ago, but I only did part of the museum. And then I went this time I'm not going to fit the whole museum in because I would need all day to do that.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, you should go because
there's something special there.
Amy Sherald, she did.
You always know the cool stuff.
I just happened to be there, and I here's what I do when I go to a museum. Yeah. And I'm kind of that annoying person. Even when I go through like a drive-thru, I'm like, what's your favorite thing on the menu? Even though it's like Burger King. I know exactly what I probably get. But I have to ask, what do you like? So I get to the museum and the first thing I ask the security guys going, I was like, what's your favorite exhibit right now? Yeah. And they tell me their favorite exhibit. I go to that exhibit and then I leave that floor and I ask the person at the elevator, what's your favorite exhibit? So that's kind of how I navigate a museum.
You worked in service jobs before.
Yeah.
So you've been on that other side.
Yeah.
Of people asking.
Ask questions.
People who work are usually genuinely open to answer those questions, or do you think?
I think so. I'm sure I've caught people on a day with like,
yeah.
But like, especially like think about when you go to, and I don't want to generalize, like think about when you go to a museum, a lot of the docents or even the security guards, like I just imagine they're staying in such a quiet environment. I usually find that they love to fucking talk and they're just like,
finally.
Yeah. Like somebody's talking to me because they're just so, it depends on the museum. Like it's just so quiet. So yeah, I usually chat them up. I'm like, where should I go? But yeah, this person told me the Amy Sherald exhibit because last time I did the Alvin Ailey exhibit and Emily, who was just here, she used to dance for Alvin Ailey. But anyways, she did, I haven't seen a show yet. I should have seen if there was one this week.
Yes. You need to go ASAP. Put that on your list the next time you're in New York. Yes.
I almost saw Lion King while I was here. But yeah, she painted the Obamas.
Oh, wow.
Black artist.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And that was at the Whitney.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta go see it.
Beautiful. And I just happened to get there when there was a tour happening. So I got a tour and I was like, and she talked about everything. I was like, I learned so much.
Available. You were free to ask whatever you wanted.
I was free to ask. Oh, I didn't have any questions. I was just soaking it in. I sidetracked myself based off of Pumbaa.
I find that interesting. I actually know a fun fact. I don't know the exact numbers, but speaking on how you would speak to people because you think maybe they haven't spoken all day, they say humans do have to speak or need to speak a certain amount of words per day.
What is that number? I believe this.
It's high. I'm not a misogynist, but the fact said that women speak like twice as much as men. So it's like 3,000 for women and like 1,500 for men or something like that.
I believe it. I mean, I talk in my sleep and it's probably like, I haven't gotten my words in for the day. No, it is true. I was just chatting with my friends about this, how you could have an instance, say it's with, say you're checking out at, I think it came up because we were talking about Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
And they want to talk to you.
Yeah.
But say you're at Trader Joe's and like you don't feel like talking, or say you're in any instance and somebody strikes up a conversation. If you have the time, have that conversation because you don't know. You could be making that person's day. They could go home and have no one to talk to.
Mm,
and
very true.
they just or they go home and they have the same person they talk to every single day and they just want to talk to somebody else. I was filling up my tires at a gas station in Australia, and I was rushing from Brisbane to get to go. I was doing everything this day to go for a hike and then to get to Australia Zoo where I did see the Irwins. And I was just filling up my tires, and this older man, like, I don't know, 60s or 70s, started chatting with me. And I really had a schedule to be here too. But then he was like, oh, where are you going? Da, da, da. And then he was telling me about his son in college and all these things. I surrendered to the moment. And 20 minutes later, I was like, you know what? I think this man really needed this conversation.
You're probably right.
And what? I lost 20 minutes out of my solo time meandering a zoo.
Yeah.
I'll get over
you did
it.
the right thing. But you're also a natural at that. I seen you communicate with people easily.
Thank you.
Have that skill. Everyone doesn't have that skill. So like if I say, even myself, I can be social sometimes. Sometimes I can be very awkward socially.
Same.
So then you must have the skill. Then how do I translate that to acting? Say I'm on a set and I'm afraid to talk to anyone on set because actors we don't want to mess up, but I do want to be social. I also don't want to be distance. What's the skill to make me talk to people or something?
First off, that's such a sweet question coming from you because you've been on set way more than I have.
I still struggle with the networking.
It is okay. I struggle with, I recently, I feel like I did go to a kind of a situation that did put me in kind of like a networking sense, but it wasn't a networking sense, but like for somebody else, it could have been.
Yeah.
I talk about anything else that's not related to acting first and foremost. Cause it's like if I'm say I worked in accounting and you're getting coffee with your friend who's an accountant, do you really want to talk about work? So I talk about anything else. And then I'm just really natural. But the thing is like, so first and foremost, one, I do have my like resting bitch face moments. Like I've been at bars when I'm out with friends and someone will try to talk to me and I've literally said, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm just not in a mood to talk right now. And I've said that and someone's been like so taken aback. But I'm just looking out for myself and being honest. And then two, and I'll shout this, I think it's a muscle. I think people think it's really natural for me. And yeah, it is. If you would meet my dad, like he can to anyone. If you ask my dad for, hey, will you hand me that mug? He'll tell you how it was made, where it was made, their wife who painted it. But it's a muscle, same as like, it's a muscle in being nice.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're not always taught to be nice or you didn't grow up in a family that was that way. I'm lucky that I did.
Yeah.
And then same with doing things. Okay. You talked about traveling or being on set, whatever. Same with doing things solo and going to networking events solo. It's like, it's just a muscle that you have to flex. Like the first time I went to a concert by myself, I kid you not, I Googled earlier in the day. This was in New York. I was probably like, had just moved here and like none of my friends could go to this concert. I was like, I'm going to go by myself because I'm
still going.
Yeah. Oh, I do this now too. I'm like, I'm not going to wait for somebody to go do this thing that I want to do. And I Googled, how do I go to a concert by myself?
Yeah.
And shockingly, there was a lot of articles about this. And anyways, did that answer your question?
Yes. No, definitely. Don't talk about the thing that's like like on the nose. Like if you're in the environment of finance or acting, don't go directly to talking about exactly what is the obvious. You know, let's talk about some other things.
What are your hobbies?
Yeah, to take it over. Take it easy. I got you.
Hey, I like your shoes. That's another thing I do. I look for a genuine, sometimes I think I give out too many compliments, even though I want to. I stop so that people don't think that they're disingenuous.
Yeah.
But I really, if I was in that situation, I would look for a really genuine compliment.
That's a good one. I think so. I think that's a good, because anyone can do that, right? Anyone can look at a person or look at something, or even if it's not the person, if you're in the art museum, a piece of art or something that's on display, you could say, hey, I like that. Or what do you think about that? Or if it is the person, I like those shoes or the way your hair.
I've never done that at a museum, but I hope to do that one day if I see somebody attractive to be like, what do you think of this piece?
Nice. A nice rom-com. Start to a rom-com.
I think I should try that.
You should. Report back.
I will.
Let us know if it
What
works.
do you know? It could be a flop, but I don't know until I try.
You don't know until you try?
Yeah, not as fun.
What's that?
So, okay, cybersecurity, entrepreneur, acting. Do you want to talk about that? We don't have to.
Yeah. Hey, whatever.
Well, okay, how would we, like, I guess if somebody's listening to this and you don't live a traditional lifestyle.
No.
It's not traditional in any sense. So How did you step into your entrepreneurial world? Because you worked for companies before
I did.
within cybersecurity.
Yes.
And then you're like, I'm going to start my own company. That way I can. Were you starting your own company that way you could pursue acting more so?
It was
That was
definitely
the
that.
catalyst?
Yes. Although I worked at some companies that gave me some time, it wasn't like they said, go be an actor. You could be an actor. They were just more or less not micromanaging me as much as some other companies I work for that were very micromanagerial and would clock every move I make. And I wouldn't be able to, as an actor, sometimes you got to go to auditions on your lunch break and stuff like that. They were not as friendly of that. And I just got tired of having to listen to somebody else tell me how to control my time.
Yeah.
So I was very, very genuine about protecting myself and protecting my heart's desires. And I said, if I became an entrepreneur, easier said than done, but if I became an entrepreneur, at least I will at least be able to provide myself that space to pursue my dreams without somebody else trying to hold me back.
Speaking of auditions on lunch breaks, as much as I love living anywhere, don't you miss that?
There's a little nostalgia there about thinking about running across town, sweating and
maybe not every
trying to get
day.
there.
I came across this note that I had in like a little jewelry box back home at my parents', and I knew I'd kept this for a reason, but when I came across it, I was like, what is this? And I'd written down my schedule the night before. I was cocktail serving at Polo Bar, and I was like getting emails from my agents as far as like this audition. And I was like, oh my God, I have to write this down. I can't keep it straight. And it was 4 to 5 auditions throughout the day. I lived in Brooklyn, but it started in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Manhattan,
Yeah.
Brooklyn, all different outfits. And then it was like, get to Polo Bar by 4.
Yeah.
But I had to write it down. And I remember thinking, what an insane day.
Yeah.
And I knew I kept that note for a reason, for like the day that COVID would happen. I would be like, oh, I miss that.
Yes. We're thinking back. There's a lot of good memories from those times. And there is the essence of that I do miss. The in-person auditions, the run across town. That's the stuff you see in the movies when actors are trying to pursue their craft.
You're like changing your shoes on the train.
Yeah. Trying to freshen up before you go in.
You're like, do I look like a mom right now?
Get
Different
together.
things.
So definitely good memories.
Yeah.
And I do have to show gratitude to the career path that I've chose, like IT, technology, cybersecurity. The reason I chose it was because, it's a digital world, and I knew that there would always be computers, or at least I think. And I knew that at least if there was computers and technology, I would have some type of security because there would be a need for my knowledge. So I do have to show some gratitude, even though it's not ideally what I would want to do in my life full time. I can't neglect that it has provided a nice life for me. It has provided tool gateways for me to do and pursue other things. So shout out to cybersecurity.
Yeah.
I am thankful for that. And I'm thankful for acting. But you know what I'm realizing? And I'm always into these new thought leaders and people trying to, elevate or evolve the human society. And I'm never going to give up acting. I'm going to be acting till the day I die or am pursuing directing. But the focus, and maybe a lot of it comes from the philanthropy part, but realizing that what we're all searching for, we have this idea, I want to be famous, I want to be active. And I'm not doing it to be famous. It's just fame is a result of being a great actor, but I do it truly for the art. If I could survive off of it and just on local theater, I would do that because, I'm into the art. But even on the local theater side, we're pursuing acting or pursuing any craft, and we have this idea of how it's going to make us feel when we achieve it. And people are not realizing that you should focus more on that feeling that you're desiring and not what you think is going to give you that feeling, And that's where I'm at these days, is trying to focus on that feeling that I think is going to be on the other side of me achieving this milestone.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to transition to that way.
I needed that. I loved that.
Yeah.
That was really helpful. Also, I didn't know you were pursuing directing. I absolutely see that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
I would love to direct and just somewhat of a more longevity in directing as well. You could sit in a chair until you're 99.
Yeah. I mean, you can act in your too, but I just think if anything, it'll just make you an even more incredible actor.
For sure. More well-evolved. For real.
Do you write as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do write. I actually studied at Georgetown University for a little bit as a screenwriter, as I was going to pursue a master. Yeah. I dabble everywhere. I think that's partially because I was a nomadic kid and Just wanted to do everything. And a big reason why I wanted to be an actor, because I could live multiple lives, do different roles, and feel like a lawyer one day and feel like a NBA player the next.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I do. But I studied screenwriting at Georgetown, and I wrote my first script, which is I'm coming back to this. I'm not going to share too much, but it's based on twin brothers that ended up getting separated as kids. One ends up back in New York, New Jersey, and grows up adopted by a white family, Caucasian family. He's African. And he grows up in this life of this Americanized lifestyle. And the other kid ends up being kidnapped or recruited to a guerrilla army that's local in Africa. And he ends up foregoing to do some, awful things as part of that militant life, a guerrilla militant life, not in a positive way. There wasn't a positive guerrilla army, but they both have these lives simultaneously. And the film that I wrote shows both lives and how they go back and forth. Then eventually the brother from the United States goes back to Africa, and they run into each other. They become, kind of enemies and trying to stop each other, and comes down to a choice between family and, otherwise. But it's a great film that I wrote at Georgetown. Writing on some other things, but I have another passionate project that I can't wait to do.
Yeah.
It's a limited series. Wrote the first episode, and this one I'm really putting it all in. I don't even have to be in this one. I just want to get this one made. It's a love letter to my aunts. I have a lot of aunts, and history will show you Black women have done a lot for this world and have always been the ones to save this world time and time again. The original woman is Black. We're all daughters and sons of the original woman, first human woman that was Black hair. So it's a love letter to all my aunts. I have like probably 10 or more aunts if I sit down and think. My mom got 5 sisters, also a few brothers, but this is about the sisters. And my dad has a few sisters.
Wow. I like that one a lot. I like the first one. The first one a lot too. The first one made me think of, is it Idris Elba who's opening up?
Yeah,
Yes?
in Africa, yeah.
Is it in
Ghana.
Kenya? Or
It might be Kenya. I thought Ghana, but it could be Kenya.
Yeah,
though.
but we're thinking of the same. They're opening up some studios.
Yeah.
Yep.
True. Idris, if you hear this.
Yeah. Hey, that rhymes.
Have your people call my people.
Yeah, if you run into him, you'll have to talk about anything but acting.
True.
But I love the love letter to your aunties is huge.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi too. And it deals with like some supernatural powers and goddesses and some alien like crossover to it. I don't even want to say too much because it's such a
We love sci-fi. We're excited.
I can't wait to do this one. This one is so close to my heart. And like I said, I have a role that I would play, but I just want to get it done. And whether that's me in it or not in it, whatever, just it's such a great piece, and not non-biased saying it. It's just objectively a great piece of art and work that this world haven't seen, and a piece of art that, Black women deserve to have. And I can't wait to see it come to fruition.
Yeah. So if you gave a piece of advice to anyone listening to this about anything you wish, what would your advice be?
My advice would be to stop searching for happiness externally and begin searching for it internally.
Absolutely. I like that. It's kind of parallel to what you were saying with your art.
Yeah.
Like, how does this art make me feel versus how will the outcome of the art make me feel?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Lovely. This is the most important thing I will ask you today. What song do you have on repeat right now?
True answer?
Yeah.
My goodness. I don't have my phone on me, but it's called Big Dog Shit. It's this artist from Chattanooga. His name is skipping my mind right now. He's a new artist, but I heard this song, and I'm the type of guy that's going to have I'll have a playlist, and it's going to be some real hood and ratchet stuff followed by some real elegant jazz stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rotation of things.
Well, you're repping your state there, Chattanooga.
Exactly. Chattanooga.
Big dog shit. Can you give me like a beat? How does it kind of go?
Nah, I don't even want to disrespect it.
He's like, who is this?
Right. Butchering my song in my head.
Yeah, that's how I butcher myself. That's all good. Well, thank you so much for enlightening us. And I can't wait to see the new projects that you're going to write and whatever thing you're going to be out in next.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this platform. And I wish you all the best. This is so perfect for you. You are meant for this.
Oh, thank you. I'm, finally using that journalism degree.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks.
Till next time.
Cool. Dope.